help that leader and that business be better than they were before they met us. The question I'd like to ask is who's currently experiencing some form of change in their environments? Pretty much everybody. Who believes that that change is under control and definitely for the greater good of the organization?
The latter, not to say the former.
Well, could be one or the other. And who's not quite sure at this point? Good, me too. Change happens. Sometimes we control it, sometimes we don't, but it's always there and it's always evolving around us. Best thing we could do is embrace change and use it for our advantage. Many companies these days are planting the seeds of innovation and transforming their companies into something that will be an ongoing concern regardless of what happens in the environment. Sometimes they're taking perfectly good processes and destroying them in order to improve their processes long term. Is innovation risky? Absolutely. I think we all know that. I think we all accept that. But there is great long-term value in making change. With this discussion, I'd like to lead an interactive discussion. It's not a very big group. It's a great sized group. So this gives us the opportunity to talk. Feel free to speak up if there's something you want to talk about, chime in on, or even make an example for. But I'd like to lead an interactive discussion in which we'll explore the creative, synergistic, and effective development of technical teams, or teams in general. The underlying core value of any team development is that it has an underlying business value. So we should talk about ways to not only build those teams and build that underlying value, but also sustain that value, regardless of what happens in the outside world. More than ever, an organization's success depends on their ability to be an innovative leader. And to that end, we should look at the measurable business value of the changes that we're going to make within our environment. We should talk about two things: practical value. Everything I do, I work for the CIO. So everything I do is centered around bringing some kind of practical value. It's typically bringing strategic advantage to their business goals. I know there's a lot of types of innovation that have out-of-the-box thinking, that innovative thinking should be uncontrolled. But at the end of the day, for the innovation that I'm involved in, it should produce some kind of a measurable result someday. That's a tough thing to measure, isn't it? Because we don't want to stifle what innovation does for us. We don't want to do anything that's going to micro-measure innovation. If we do, it could be counterproductive to the whole idea of innovating. But, and it's very difficult to take a look at to measure the ROI, because it is complex and it is elusive.